We want women's organisations to be core funded for the future.
We need a hell of a lot more women in positions of power in community, business, politics, across the board.
So it's important to have women round the table, but most important to have the right women round the table.
But they've also got to have power without having to sleep their way to the top. Like, look at the House of Commons, they're not equal.
You need women in power that empower other women.
Yes, but a lot of women in power then mimic men rather than create their own style of management.
So my daughter's gay. I've always said, oh, what happened? I thought I was going to get a wee gay daughter that would do the housework and all for me. But seriously, so people say, yeah, no big deal, they're gay. But you try walking down streets holding hands. You try giving your girlfriend a kiss.
It's no big deal in other countries.
But is it not the case that we're just not used to it here yet? It hasn't been around here as long.
And also because we've been a religious country for so long.
So in 30 years' time, you can be yourself.
I want peace between the two communities, people actually getting on, people living all in mixed areas.
Respect for each other's cultures.
It's already changing because younger ones don't care about religion no more. And they have friends of the other persuasion. That wasn't for an option for us growing up.
We need to start seeing people as people, that you're good at your job. And if you're the best person for that job, then you should get that job.
In 30 years' time, what do we want from Stormont?
Well, I'd like to see politicians qualified to do the job they do. If you look at some of the Scandinavian countries, their Minister for Education is a retired teacher. Their Minister for Health is a retired doctor. So they all have experience in the relevant departments.
I'd like to say that people are voted on their policies, not on their backgrounds.
Not about orange or green.
I don't vote. I've tried. I voted twice and nothing has changed. So what's the point? It's been like this for years and years. Sinn Féin and the UP keep fucking up the country and all they do is fight with each other. It takes 2 years off and they still get paid.
But nothing will change unless you change it.
I'd like to see no homelessness.
We have to get mental health right now to see real change in 30 years.
We have to look at mental health holistically.
Why should a child of 15 have to go to England for treatment for anorexia? We should have the services here.
The police, social services, council housing, ambulance service, fire service, they should all be working together.
Religion needs to be separated from politics.
We need to have skilled politicians and well-paid jobs for everybody.
Other governments provide excellent childcare. We need that.
My wish would be good overall health. You have nothing without your health.
I'd like to see free university education.
Everyone deserves a chance.
All schools should be integrated.
I'd like to see the city safe for my grandkids.
It's not just Catholics and Protestants anymore. There's a wider community out there.
Yeah, nobody should be getting treated any different. Everyone the same.
I fear for my grandkids. Some have autism, some have ADHD, one has Asperger's. I wish those words would disappear. I want my grandkids to be safe and happy without the stigma of a label.
I want to see services and support provided for all transgender people to avoid the cost of private healthcare and the impossible waiting lists.
No religion, but I would like spiritual things.
A real commitment to lifelong learning.
In South Africa we have schools like that, that's all inclusive.
Equality is my wish for the future.
If you're academically inclined, fair enough, but loads of students are more hands-on. If a girl wants to be a mechanic, well and good.
Well, let's have more encouragement for women to get a trade.
Everybody and every Human should have the same rights.
Equal opportunities.
My dream is that young women and women can walk down the street anywhere they want and be completely safe.
There's as much chance as a wee boy being attacked as there is a wee girl.
Everyone needs to be educated in how to accept other people's opinions.
You have to respect it. That's what life's all about.
Everybody has to contribute to change.
We don't know yet what we want in the future. Everyone knows it in their hearts, but we can't put it into words yet.
You need to start where people need the help most. I'd like to see more women's centres for young women. My generation didn't have the aspirations. And for most of us, we never thought anything more apart from being married and having kids. Young women need their self-esteem boosted because they need to reach their full potential.
There's a big world out there with more things than what's in your community. You should be able to get on a plane and go wherever you want, knowing that you're safe. If kids knows these things when they're younger, it grows their self-esteem and their confidence. I would have been able to do it before. I think to myself, oh my God, if I had that opportunity years ago, life would be completely different.
And learning about yourself. School doesn't teach you to understand yourself.
They need life coaches in school.
The kids aren't going to do anything if they don't have self-confidence. School results are target-driven. The education system doesn't suit everybody.
In the next 30 years of good relations, I'd like to see us discussing a better justice system.
I'd like to see better punishments for crimes against women, and then it'd be safer for them to walk the streets.
More women in politics and more women judges so that it's balanced.
Whether it be the libraries, community organisations, Sure Starts that have been closed over the decades could be opened up again.
A drop-in centre somewhere for everyone. Training, community support, positive and funded.
Work towards everybody reaching their potential.
Different kinds of health centres, a place for reflexology instead of stress tablets.
For people not to be feeling they're on their own all the time.
Create programmes that would give the older generation an incentive to keep living.
Also, proper respect for carers. They should be acknowledged for what they do and paid realistically for what they do. And they should also be entitled to respite.
Some countries have dementia villages.
Free rehabs available for people where they can get help.
New types of prisons that help people rehabilitate.
Europe takes a tiny proportion of refugees compared to developing countries. The neediest countries and countries in conflict should get the most help and support.
Everyone should be treated with respect and should be welcomed.
Asylum seekers don't come here because they want to. They're running for survival.
It's the superpowers that create the wars. They provide the weapons and they cause the conflict.
But a lot of these people aren't coming here by choice.
For everyone to believe that immigrants enrich our society, enrich us culturally and bring new ideas.
In 30 years' time, my dream would be that we wouldn't see people as a threat who are bringing something to society. People feel threatened because our community has been impoverished.
People should be educated to trust one another instead of thinking that people are out to get them.
Everybody has been given a chance to live on this planet. We're throwing it away. I'd like this planet to be here in 30 years' time.
Well, I believe the world's ending.
Sure, they're now saying that we can't get the polarised cap back.
I want to be here in 30 years because I want to reach 100.
Well, my ma says the world's ending. Like, she'd really freak you out.
In the next 30 years, I would like to see cures for cancer and diabetes.
There are cures for them already, but the pharmaceutical companies won't let them out.
The ethos of the women's centres that is everybody is treated equally, and it doesn't matter why your religion or community background or race. It's a safe space and it is also a welcoming space for all.
And when women feel empowered and in charge of their own lives, that radiates out to their families and the whole community. We can change the world.